Hi everyone, today I'm getting on here to talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day. I originally was not gonna make a video. I just made a bunch of notes and I posted it to my social. And then Instagram was getting on my nerves because for some reason I couldn't get it to fit the spatial requirements for post. So whatever, I'm just gonna make a video since I have the notes anyways. So, just gonna start right off here. We're gonna start with Jean Grey. Let's start right out the gate with one of the biggest things stirring up buzz for the movie. So, literally, I don't think anyone was surprised. Most of us knew what character Sadie Sink was playing, and the actress, she did do a decent job bringing the character to life. I will say there are scenes where her devastation about her sister was not really apparent on her face, in my opinion, and I would have preferred a little bit more emotional range from her, as some instances felt a little flat. And to be specific, after her sister was taken is one of the moments I'm referring to when she's looking up VMAX at the headquarters while banging on the door to try to get in. It just it just I don't know. I feel like we could have got a little bit more there. I did think that she did good in other scenes, like being mad when she found out about her sister being murdered. Um, I think she did decent with the Aunt May scene when she got into Peter's head. I think she did pretty decent. Nobody on this movie was bad at all. Like there were no bad actors. Everybody definitely committed and added to the movie. Moving on. So yeah, her character had an amazing motivation, but the execution was just absolutely insane. And she's so evil in this movie that it's hard to witness her try to be redeemed at the end. She murdered several people. She antagonized Spider-Man majority of the movie. So my main critique here is that everything could have been the same, but she just should have been less violent and malicious throughout the movie so that we could empathize with her more. I just feel like given everything that we've seen her do, it was like nearly beyond her motivation. Like she was pretty much villain, right? It's different when you're vengeful and it's focused on a certain source. But yeah, she was walking old men into the middle of cars so they can get smacked and killed, and she was fucking throwing people off of the buildings and flipping over cars, so many cars that several people for sure died. She put a bomb in the tank, and had the building not been evacuated like Spider-Man called for, we all know what would have happened. Like she was actually just wild. Yeah, so even though Spider-Man didn't know that Damage Control's intentions were corrupted, he still had a good point with they're not after you because you're special, they're after you because you're dangerous. It's just that he didn't realize it was both. They're after her because of both. All right. Um Something I really enjoy about this film is the way that it's able to balance. It has so much action, yet so much emotional stakes, yet so much, comedy that lands. They did a great job. It hits you right in the feels, but it also keeps you on the edge of your seat. I give it so many flowers for carrying so many themes with so much grace. My favorite moments were the mental health parallels and dynamics between Spider Man and the Punisher. Their banter was really fun, and it's nice to see their relationship develop into genuine friendship at the end. That was sweet. Um, so when Spider-Man tried to suppress his DNA and only express some parts of him, I feel like that's something everyone can relate to. We've all carried a mask or only expressed certain parts of us that we thought were good. So think like refusing to hang out with friends during a depressive episode because you don't want them to see you like that. It's even more relatable that no matter how bad things got, he tried to handle it all alone. And I think that was a great message and a reminder to check on your strong friends or encourage dialogue in your social circles about how everyone is really doing. The state of the world right now, I think we could all use that extra bit of support where people try to carry the weight with you, support you a little bit, see how your mental is, see if there's anything they within their control that they can do to support, stuff like that. Um Yeah, the fight scenes were really good. The combo with Spider-Man dragging the Punisher while he shot the Hulk was so cool. I'm talking probably one of the coolest combos I've witnessed. In excuse me, in superhero history. The Hand, they definitely stole the show with fighting choreography. The Hand, those moves, okay, like at the end of the day, I wanted Spider-Man to win, yes, but I also didn't want the fight to end because they were just so in sync and it was just so well done. Man, like that was great. Oh, the Hulk was terrifying. Absolutely horrifying. Like I was like, is Peter gonna make it? I was literally on the edge of my seat. I was like, oh my god, is Peter gonna make it? Cause the Hulk, especially when he got bigger, I was like, oh, it's cooked. Um, and with that being said, though, justice for Bruce. Justice for Bruce. I kept telling my fiance the whole time after. I was like, he got attacked. He literally got attacked. Now the public like don't know what happened. The news talking about what happened to make them finally snap. He got mind controlled. Like I wish we could make exceptions for this. Like I get it, he doesn't have his inhibitor. Also, the inhibitor failed, but they don't know why. That was just, I was just like, so he got to lose his whole livelihood. That's what we're doing. Mental institution, man. Justice for Bruce, man. The MJ part of the movie. Okay, yeah, lock in, guys, because this was probably just where most of the jaw on the floor was for me because the MJ part of the movie where she told Peter that she didn't love him was like a huge bombshell. Mind you, I already had my jaw agape when she found the letter after Peter had fought literal daily misery just to make sure she never knew. Imagine everything that he sacrificed, like the potential time that they could have had together or the potential love that he could have received, maybe if he said something or not. But regardless, it's crazy because you do all of that, right? All that sacrifice. And she reads the letter. Anyways, it looks actually so bad because at that point it's like, dang, like you should have just gave it to her if this was how it was gonna go. So yeah, so my jaw on the floor because she found the letter and then she rightfully confronts him that it was a decision that they should have made together, but also understood why he chose to protect her. And I think that was a very well done conversation. And the script was really good. The acting was really good. Like that scene definitely hit, and it was definitely like a component of the movie that helped it be so strong because with as far as not telling her, like yes she understood, but at the same time I agree with her in the sense that it's about agency. It's like they definitely experience that together, and even though she doesn't remember that, it's just giving someone the opportunity to take in some information and then decide what they want to do with it. So it's the same thing with like a liar, right? Usually when someone lies, it's to protect themselves more so than the other person. And so it's just one of those things where, he was rightfully afraid of rejection and rightfully trying to keep her safe. And all of that combined made him make the decision that he made. So we just kind of have to understand, everybody's position here and why they felt the things they felt, which I think it's great when it's complex like that and there's not really a right or wrong. It's just, emotions and decisions that were made that has consequences. I love, scenes like that, stories like that. It's important. Um, yeah, but yeah, when she said the spell worked and that she didn't even know him, I my heart broke. My heart broke for Peter. I just wanted to see Peter happy just once throughout this whole. I just wanted to see him happy. Okay, and then that's yeah, like I don't know how. Well, Peter doesn't do it. Spider-Man does it because Peter's a mess. Because anybody would be a mess going through something like that. Like that's just sad. But but yeah, that was crazy. Although, I will say, even though I wanted to see him happy, I'm actually happier with the route that they went. I think it was better for realism purposes. Because imagine if they did that whole thing with the spell the last movie, and then this movie, it's like erased, like immediately, like undone. Doesn't even matter. Like, you know, barely an inconvenience. Shout out to my guy. Forgetting the name of his channel right now, but that's what it was. Um. So so just to wrap up, um, the moments where he was reconnecting with Ned, like when they did the little reference and then they were building Legos, it just made my heart hurt so much. It was so bittersweet to witness. Um, I think the best message of the movie was that Peter Parker threw himself completely into being Spider-Man and then never checked on Peter Parker. So he didn't develop a life again as Peter Parker. Well, under a fake alias, of course, because Peter Parker doesn't exist, but point stands. So it remained in shambles and unrecognized. Like his Peter Parker life was just like torn apart and non-existent, and that's pretty depressing. No wonder he was fighting so much. There was a lot of mental health allegory, which I liked, because I do think his arachnic DNA, like the moments where he was having like sensory overload and stuff like that, I think that parallels to like panic attacks. And there's other moments in the movie that I think are parallels, which is cool because it's kind of showing like we're seeing it through his powers, right? We're seeing Spider-Man develop, but also too, it was Peter Parker's emotions and struggles and grief and all these other things impacting the power development. So even though he tried to erase Peter Parker and pretend like it didn't exist along with the rest of the world, it's impossible because you can't neglect yourself, right? Like you only get one body, you only get one brain. So I think that the best message of the movie was him learning how to reconnect with Peter Parker and finding himself again through connections and being intentional. I was genuinely so happy for him when he finally came around to not bearing the weight of the work alone. I mean, the weight of the world alone. And it was really nice to see that by the end of the film, especially, he goes up to Ned and goes ahead and does the handshake, which I thought was a phenomenal way to bring back the characters together. And everybody's speculating that Ned remembers Peter Parker, but no, he doesn't. I'm going to tell you my theory. My theory is just that because he recognized, quote unquote, Maynard from his party when Peter walked up to him, but then Peter reaches out and says, "Hi, I'm Peter." So already, right, there's a, oh, okay, you're not who you said you were, right? So there's already that underlying suspicion that something else is happening here. But then when they do the handshake and he remembers, what did MJ say? Peter, when he was jumping out the window, and then Ned turns to her like, "Peter is Spider-Man's name?" So you just did a handshake that you don't even understand how you know with Peter. Come on, like, he knows that it's Spider-Man. He knows it's Spider-Man. I stand on that. I'm really excited to see that confirmed because I feel like I'm right. But yeah, regardless, I think the message of the film was beautiful. I think all the characters had really nice, things that develop them happening around all, because that's the other thing. A lot of the time when a film has a lot of characters, it tends to not balance it very well. But no, this was very well balanced. We got decent things from everybody that helped us understand their motivations, their psychology. It was great. The movie is phenomenal. I can't remember what I gave it. I think I gave it a 9.2 out of 10 or 9.5. I don't remember. But this is definitely one of the best movies of the year. So if you have not seen it, well, that would be crazy because you just watched a spoiler review, but still go see it. Like, why not? Or if you don't want to, I hope you enjoy listening to it from me. Either way, guys, I'm going to go ahead and head out. I'm happy that I got to talk with you about it, and definitely feel free to comment. Let me know what you guys think. I am down to chat about it. And yeah, I'm out. Bye.